So, welcome to this video, and I made this my second video in a row, but this time I'm actually going to talk about, like, hurricanes. So, today we did get our sixth tropical, the big story is that today we did get our sixth tropical storm of the 2014 Eastern Pacific hurricane season. The tropical storm, I don't know how to say it, but Fausto. Winds so far are of 35 and 40 knots, excuse me, I'm sorry, 40 knots. And it's has decent potential. It could become a hurricane. It's a decent environment, but here's the thing. With the intertropical conversion zone, it's near that area, it's about 10 degrees north, and those storms that can be extremely prone to ups and downs. Have long periods of, well, not long, but a lot of periods of both rapid strengthening and weakening. And it's been evidenced by recent years. Look at Narada last year, for example. One pretty far south, around let's say 11 degrees, it was supposed to become a hurricane. Then it suddenly poofed. Another example is Dill, that had potential, in my opinion, to become a major. It became, I think, Cat 1. And there are some like Wright, Carlos, going further back, Hernan, in 2008, that were also projected to become very strong systems, and they all did. Hernan probably turned out the best, but that kind of went northwest. It was very interesting. It got to very high latitude, so it was a very interesting system in that regard. But it didn't really turn out. But it did form around 10 degrees north. It was in deep tropics at first. Picked up by a tropical, it did become 105 knots. Probably of all these deep tropical hurricanes in the past, well, since 1999 or so, Hernan has turned out the best. There were some other decent ones in the early 2000s, like Gilroy Warren and Narda and Arcata. In 2001, those were late season storms that formed in the same intertropical convergence zone region, but I'm not going to go into those. I can't go into every single tropical cyclone that's ever roamed the Earth. I do think there's some potential conditions remain good, at least about 2, maybe 3 days, so it should have a chance to become, at least a minimal hurricane. You never know with these systems. They could get stronger, they could be weaker. It's going to be interesting to watch. But I will but I'm not sure what's going to happen thereafter. We do have another Invest 9080 out there. Has a 20% chance of developing within the next 2 days, and a 20% chance of developing at all within the next 5 days. So it's going to be worth monitoring, but conditions there don't look the best. It's going to be entering into areas of increased wind shear in a day or two, and it's somewhat close to Fausto. It's something bears watching. I didn't think earlier, really last night, that the system was going to become fat. That was originally Invest 99E was going to become Fausto today, and it did. So I would not rule out. So I would not be surprised if that In fact, I have a slight feeling that tomorrow we'll be dealing with Genevieve. It's just a feeling, and I am usually wrong. But this, as I am shaking my camera, not my camera, but my webcam, I will discuss some other stuff like the El Nino Southern Oscillation that everyone was projecting has really not been cooperating. It's very, very interesting to go through and see why, and this is extremely difficult. I mean, why? Yeah, it's easy to understand, but how many things have gone wrong really since 2011 is really mind-blowing. It's really amazing. We had the El Nino 2012 that was like a tenth of a degree away from being declared. We have La Nina, not La Nina. We have El Nino conditions over the East Pacific we've had for the past week. No. I mean, we've had the past few months, but it hasn't been materialized. We've had last year's 2013 Pacific Hurricane, not Pacific, 2013 Atlantic hurricane season. Now, all two of which have busted for no reason. Now, this year, the El Nino could be doing it again, maybe. History repeats itself, which it appears that it's not. We will get an El Nino because we are overdue for one, and I deserve one. We better get one. If we don't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But all kidding aside, we better get an El Nino. Well, we do, but this was originally supposed to be a super El Nino, and that faded. That was a good possibility back in April, in late March. Now, we're struggling big time. Barely sustained half a degree above normal temperatures across the equatorial Pacific. Sometimes, man. It's just so weird. Look at how many storms since really 2008 or 2010 the Atlantic have struggled. Only the last Atlantic red meat landfall. No, Arctic does not count. It's been very, very frustrating. On the positive side, though, look at the West Pacific. It's had horrible, past like 5 seasons. The first 6 months of it have been horrible. Then great to above average in the second half of it. In the East Pacific, why the hell were 2012-2013 seasons so active, especially in the month of September, when over the prior decade, September had been the inactive month for Eastern Pacific tropical cyclones. It's really tough to figure out why is Baja been such a threat the past 2 years. This was perfectly set up for an El Nino. Look, let's take a look. 2013 had a lot of landfalls historically. Years with a lot of landfalls. Next year, the El Nino forms. That is causing me to hold on to hope. I really do not know. I am very, very puzzled. I'll address the whole season outlook concept either later this week or next week. Man, weather has been weird lately. It really has been. In the monsoons, think of it another way. They've been somewhat more active in terms of rainy days in the past couple of years. Even though in Arizona they've been practically non-existent. I'm not going to blame climate change because Just because I'm not going to. But it's not due to climate change, at least we don't have any evidence that it is. But still, this is getting a little wacky. This video has hit 11 minutes, so I'm gonna stop now. But man, we'll see what happens with Fausto. I'll do my next video when I feel like it, because right now, I don't think I feel like doing more videos, because I'm a very lazy person. But, goodbye.